Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel again. I'm TGS. What we do here is play old, retro, school video games, mostly. Talk about them, sometimes even both. It's Sunday. It's basically a real Sunday. Like, it's full of sunlight outside. I'm pretty sure the proper Englishman would absolutely hate this. Anyways, coffee. You can't do anything without coffee. So, what are we doing today? Basically, I thought it would be a nice idea to continue this AI thing with Street Fighter 2. So after a very specific comment I got from, I think it was my buddy Mark Goes Blind. Mark Goes Blind. Like, whatever. Like, I think that's the name. Dude, don't go blind. I'll help you. So I'll help you with beating Ken and Ryu. So we're basically having this conversation in the comment section, asking him, how did he do versus Vega? He's like, I don't know, man. Like, I can't go through Ryu or Ken. How the hell would you want me to know how good can I be, versus Vega? And that's a very valid argument. So I thought maybe handle Ryu and Ken next. And since today we're using Ryu, we're not going to be doing the Ryu thing because in World Warrior, you can't actually do mirror matches. So if I picked Ryu, I wouldn't really be able to play against myself. Anyways, yeah, so let's leave Ryu for another video. Some people might think, you could cover them both in the same. No, we're talking about the AI of these characters, so that would be completely bogus. That would be a completely bogus video. So last time we covered Vega, and today we're covering, I'm trying to look at the camera, but even the camera is not helping me. Like, if I look at the camera, it's not angled properly. It's not, I don't know what's happening. Anyways, so last time we covered a character, that was one of the 4 grandmasters, the 4 big bosses. Today we're covering one of the 2 protagonists that have been there from the very beginning. Ryu and Ken were basically player 1 and player 2 in the original Street Fighter, which wasn't really such a good game, but it was still revolutionary for the time, and it paved the way for the amazing sequels to come. So Ken is undoubtedly, without a shadow of a doubt, nowhere near the realm of Vega in the sense of I absolutely love Ken. And people might be confused here and tell me, well, you absolutely hate Ken. You taunt him all the time when you're playing against him. No, it just boggles me how the AI can be like that, and I'll explain myself later. Well, to be fair, it absolutely fits Ken's mentality and his personality. He's an aggressive player, right? And I absolutely love playing as Ken. I love his Shoryuken. What people don't really realize is that Ryu and Ken we're always different. People are bringing often this argument that, they're carbon copies of each other. Sprite-wise and design-wise, maybe, but that's as far as you get, because even in World Warrior, they have some slight differences, and those become a lot bigger as, we go to Special Edition and Hyper Fighting and Super Street Fighter 2 and Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Then we're talking about 2 totally different characters. They have some common factors. Obviously, they have the same special moves, but even those are different. So let's talk a little bit more in depth about Ken and how he acts as an AI. So Ken's AI is exactly the opposite of how you would deal with Vega. And what do I mean by that is that with Vega, you always wanted to stick it to him and not give him too much space. You gotta reduce his movements, and the way to do that is stay at a specific close enough distance so that you don't let him do his stuff. You know, jump around too much, change directions, try to confuse you, and even jump behind you. But Ken is totally different because he has only one thing in mind, and that is mindlessly attack all he wants. Like, and you know what? It's just right off the bat, he begins in whatever version you may want to call that, like World Warriors Special Champion Edition. I don't know. He always tries to go up in your face and perform his fierce Shoryuken more than 50% of the time. He'll do the Tatsumaki as well. He is always attacking. So much so that if you keep your distance and go back yourself up to a corner, which is something that I usually never tell to anyone to do. That's the last thing I would tell anyone to do in Street Fighter, whatever version we're talking about. If we're talking arcade, I almost never suggest that you go back up yourself, and buckle up, take yourself, up against a corner. But with Ken, I would say that for the most part, and there might be a small exception for Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo again, but for the most part, you can pretty much back up to a corner and wait for him to do his shit and then punish him. And depending on the level you're on Street Fighter 2, if you're a beginner, if you're just coming into this and you want to love this, just take your time. Just take your time and slowly beat him down. It's 100% possible. Let's start right away with World Warrior. You know the rules. World Warrior, we cover Hyper Fighting, Champion Edition, Super Street Fighter 2, and Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. We're using Ryu. The only time we're going to be using Ken is on the next video where we're going to be fighting versus Ryu, which, again, it's not going to be that difference, much of a difference, since we're going to be the ones controlling the character, but their AIs are totally different. So, let's go. So here we go, World Warrior. He starts off with a Tatsumaki. I go to the back. I perform my very own Shoryuken. You don't really need to do that. Just do this. Just use your fierce kick while he's landing. Look at that. I keep staying back. I keep it very safe. He keeps doing this back and forth jump. What you want to do is time your Hadouken properly. See, you can even do like the roundhouse kick. Sometimes it doesn't work. It's not like 100% safe. When he's right above your head, it usually works. Fierce Punch is a far easier choice for you. See, like, look how close I am to losing, but I know I won't lose. This is the thing. Like, this is the only thing he does. He keeps attacking. And he's going to do the same thing. He's probably going to start again with a touch. Yeah, there he is. And then Shoryuken. And then I did the wrong thing. He's going to try it again. You grab him. You can grab him. That's what I tried to do before. But it's not 100% guaranteed that's going to work. Maybe in the Champion Edition and later versions it does work easier. But it still needs the timing right. And if you don't feel safe enough, I won't suggest you do that. Look at that. If he keeps doing the Tatsumaki, do what I just did. Just duck and use your Fierce Punch. And if you want to add insult to injury, you can just do that. Wait for him to do his Shoryuken and finish him with yours. That always works. But you can still use just the Fierce Kick. He's not that hard to beat, and, that was like the 4th round. Next up, we have Champion Edition. As you can see, I forgot to record. I got so mad and disappointed at myself that I just gave them the W. Like, look at that. But anyways, it's going to be 2 more rounds. I don't really need any more to beat this guy, even if I'm down to 1 round. Look at that. Again, Tatsumaki, Shoryuken. He doesn't really change that. He has this very clear pattern. And he keeps attacking. Once you see him do his Hadouken more than 2 times, maybe you want to jump closer to him, but still hold back on your D-pad, because there's going to be a Shoryuken in him just waiting for you. He got me good here, but and here, but it's not gonna be good enough. Look, look. I even waited for him to, in order to be able to grab him. Still got him. Like, safe and easy. Go back to a corner. Don't really stress yourself. One of these rounds, I hope it's not this one. I think it's in hyper fighting. I get too fed up with him and I just destroy him. But I hope this is not this round. If you feel safe enough, if you feel like you can do it, if you feel confident enough, you can also counter him with a Soryuken. But here's what you do. Like, after the fierce kick, you're just setting him up also for a Hadouken, if you're feeling you're up to it. Still, see, I don't really attack him. There it is, jumping but still holding back on the D-pad so that you can still be able to defend. It makes a world of difference. These fights seem close, but they're really strategic ways for you to cut more health than he ever will, because he keeps attacking and you keep countering. And here we have hyper fighting, Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Don't let it bother you that's moving faster. Still, he's the same Ken. Look at that. I hope this is not the round I get fed up. No, I'm fighting like very patiently. Just time your Hadoukens. He gets dizzy there. Maybe I'll jump again. Yeah, keep holding back on the D-pad so that you can bait him and do his Soryuken. Do the down and fierce punch. Now fierce punch when he's right above you. Works every time. Not really many changes. You follow the same pattern here as well. It's just faster. Someone would argue, why would you show like every version like if he's exactly the same? Still, there might be some slight differences that people... Oh, I get fed up with him here. Sorry. So I just offed him. This is what I remembered. Then, you know, I got really frustrated and started laughing. Next up, we have Super Street Fighter 2. Nothing really changes. I said something in the last video about, you know, if newcomers want to play it, maybe special, maybe Champion Edition is your thing. I'm gradually starting to change my mind. And I've said it in the last video as well that Vega is actually easier in Super Street Fighter 2. I feel the same now that I said about newcomers. Maybe Super Street Fighter 2, even though it's a very complete game and has extra characters and it's not an early version, I think this one might be your thing. Now that I, you know, made these two videos and thought about it more, I started to realize that, yeah, it's pretty stable. It's polished. It's too polished. You know exactly what you're doing. Still, nothing changes with Ken here. I just back up, let him do his thing. I'm not even blocking properly here. I just set him up with the Hadouken for the Hadouken. Jump over his Hadouken when needed. Time your Hadoukens here. I keep missing. I'll get him eventually. When he gets too close, then you stop your Hadouken. See, I got hit twice for making the same mistake. Just time it. When he gets too close, just stop the Hadoukens. When you see him try and jump closer to you, then stop it. He's gonna try to... Oh, I'm gonna hit him low. When he does that, just hit him low. And then there's his mistake. If you're being patient, see how many mistakes I made and I still won. That's why I'm saying he's the gift that keeps on giving. And last but not least, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Again, he starts with the same thing. Don't get overwhelmed because of his speed. Take the fight to him. Try not to back up as much, but still keep in mind to mostly counter him. There you go. He keeps attacking too much. He's barely blocking. And that's the good thing about him on Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, because everyone is the perfect blocker for some reason, but not Ken. Ken only cares about attacking. I'm not even joking when I say that. Look. Now, when he gets too close, I back up. Now, when he tries to attack again, keep the fierce punch in my mind. Still, when he Hadoukens, I low kick him. Still not easy, see? It's Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, my man. Like, you can basically lose to anyone. And I was lucky to get Ken early on because I was already getting fed up of waiting, because on Super Street Fighter 2, I had an entire run where I thought Ken didn't appear at all. You know, I went straight to Balrog. But anyways, this is how you deal with Ken in World Warrior, Hyper Fighting, Champion Edition, Super Street Fighter 2, and Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Which iteration of his is the easiest? If I would be forced to guess, I would say Super Street Fighter 2, even though I don't really think he changes much in pretty much any version. If you exclude, again, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which, because it is Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, he's faster, he does more combos if you leave him an opening, and he can damage you very, very harshly. But if you exclude that, you know, he is game pretty much in every time you play him. I mostly take him for granted. No, can I be punished for doing that? Well, I might, but that will be a very sad day because, again, he's dumb. He keeps attacking. So if you had trouble with Ken, it's probably because you didn't really know how to approach the guy. Like I've heard before, like with Vega, you probably didn't know how to approach the guy. He's not that hard to beat. And Ken is very fair and keeps attacking. Even in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, he doesn't properly block. You can put the hurt on him, just anticipate his moves and counter. And that's all there is to it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you stayed up to that point, press like and subscribe. It helps this channel grow. Tell me down in the comment section which character you want me to cover next. If I feel I'm up to it, I'll definitely try to do it. So, do I need to remind you? We have challenges. We have the Pac-Man Fruit Salad Challenge, and we have the Double Dragon this, even though I think Raza made a much better name for that challenge. And, you know, that was like the way of the Double Dragon. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Keep gaming, stay retro. I won't say the next one, but, have a good one. Bye.